Dale Tennell here with the Chattanooga First Seventh-day Adventist Church. We're on our 50-day journey towards a more spiritual life, to be a more generous person. I hold in my hand today a bank register. Have you ever thought about a bank registry as a spiritual document? Your bank account, your credit card statements are theological documents to talk about your relationship with God. Do you think God ever looks at your bank account? Can you imagine what it was like one day for the woman who snuck into church that day and she was afraid of, because she didn't have a whole lot to give the Lord that day. And so she snuck up to the treasury there and dropped her 2 coins into the bucket. Many rich people were throwing large amounts in. But these 2 copper coins, worth only a fraction of a penny. Jesus was watching there, and he calls his disciples' attention to the fact. And he says, I tell you the truth. This poor widow has put more into the treasury than all the others. They all gave out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in everything, all that she had to live on. What we learn in day 4 is that God watches our giving. Giving is recorded in heaven. God tells us to lay up treasures there in heaven. Where our treasure is, there our heart will be also. God watches our giving. 2 Corinthians 8:12 tells us, for if the willingness is there, the gift is acceptable, according to what one has, not according to what he does not have. People always say, oh, I'll be faithful if I could just win the lottery. I would give lots of tithes and offerings. Wouldn't it be wonderful? I could do this or I could do that. The reality is, if you're not doing this or that now, would you really do it then? Can you imagine how difficult it would be to write a $10 million check? Can you imagine how difficult it would be to write that $10 million check and to put it in a tithe envelope and to drop it into the offering plate? Your heart would be saying, oh man, $10 million, and I'm giving it. You know, we look around our world and the price of everything has gone up. Everything has gone up. But today, tithe is still the same as it was in the beginning. The Lord has not increased tithe to 15%. It's still 10%. The Lord watches our giving. Let's be generous with God.